This is Jim and Justin interview each other for the Science upcoming album promo.
We want to inform you, the viewer, as to our thoughts and feelings on these songs.
It's a curtain pullback. Is that what it's called? Some sort of Wizard of Oz thing.
End of the day.
I had moved to Olympia, Washington, which is where I currently reside, about 3 years ago. And Olympia, for a small city, has quite a large homeless population, and there's definitely a lot of obstacles that the town faces with regard to, transients and drugs and sort of, social problems that, I think face every town, but it seems for being the capital of Washington and a smaller place, it has a disproportionate amount. And it's very difficult to walk around downtown Olympia, especially late at night, which tends to be when musicians happen to be working, where it's not sort of ever present and right there. And this song is certainly about that. As a musician, I've always been under the impression that most of us are probably like 2 bad accidents in the same week away from being in a very similar situation to a lot of these people. And it's always been sort of our process to try to be as observant as possible, and of course to be as helpful as possible. You can never really understand somebody else's situation, and without being in that situation yourself. And certainly this song, for us, is mostly a commentary on those observations. It was one of those songs, I never really had much to it. It was like a very superficial idea where I had this little guitar riff that kind of walked down, and for months I was trying to figure out, well, how can I possibly sing anything over this? And then slowly, Jim and I together were able to put some shape to the parts. And we just kind of built the song around that. And the chorus wasn't really any. It was kind of an afterthought. It was just how can I play this riff and sing over it? And then you're doing a very different kind of like strum pattern-y thing to that, like a complementary part, I believe.
Yeah. I actually play the same thing, but I also harmonize with it. So I'm like playing thirds on it while you're playing that part.
While I'm playing this part.
Yeah, I had a third of it. We used to play it a lot. We haven't been playing it quite so much recently in our live set, but it's still one that's in our catalog for sure. We were in, I don't know, what's that town? In southern Oregon.
Ashland?
Ashland. We were in Ashland over the summer.
Shakespeare Fest.
Yeah. At a tap house when we were playing over the summer, and we ended up playing it as the last song of the night. And I remember Justin saying, "Remember that time that we encored with Breakdown?" This is not typically where we played, but
it's definitely a heavier tune.
Yeah, it is. And because of that heaviness, I wanted a sense of kind of heaviness in the production, and the idea that I had was that I wanted like a lot of synthesizer sounds in there. So there's a couple different types of synthesizer, kind of bubbly, and then like heavier, lower stuff happening in the production. But this one, if you want to talk about it, is the Eminence Front intro, which Eminence Front is a tune by The Who.
Oh. See, I'm learning things.
Post Keith Moon. And I always loved the way that it started, and I had a similar idea in mind with this one. So I always felt very Eminence Front-y on it. And so that's kind of what I was thinking about when I was doing the production, although it's different. It's taken from that kind of vein. I also like this one because it fits into our all E minor set that we've done a couple of times.
That's a funny set.
we have a couple times live just decided to play everything we know in the key of E minor without stopping straight through.
Another ridiculous idea.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I want to do it again, but this one works well with that. And so in the production, there's also lots of percussion, lots of heavy on the drums, heavy on the low end in this one. And then there's a cool modulation at the end.
Yeah.
And then there's a clavinet that I'm a big fan of the clavinet, but I put that at the end of this too.
I will break through. You are never told. Alone and broken, shaken in the cold. That's my last night.
We always loved those 80s songs where they would end the song on like 17 straight choruses, and then somewhere in the middle, they'd just take it up a half step or a whole step just to, I don't break up the 17 choruses in a row. And we intentionally said, let's just throw a key change in there.
Yeah.
That's my last night home. I'm tired and this tale is taking me home.
There was a saying that all good things end, otherwise they wouldn't end.
It's not a saying.
No, that's not the saying. I got that wrong. All things end badly, otherwise they wouldn't end.
Is that a saying?
I think that's a saying.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.